G'day folks, it's Cortezerino, and today I'm going to show you how to build my Chinese palace as seen in the pretty cool time lapse that I put together. Now I do say this is my Chinese palace, but if anyone hasn't read the video description of that time lapse, you probably wouldn't know that I based this on a build by my buddy Green Matthias. It's a build he did on a server we used to play on, and I always liked it so much, just his cool use of really strange materials, that I got his permission to do my own version. And this is what it looks like without the shaders on. It still looks super duper cool, and I'll be showing you how to build absolutely everything you can see right here. But of course, maybe you clicked on this tutorial just to build this cool looking gate, then yeah, you can just do that. But I'll be showing you how to build everything, so this tutorial will almost definitely be more than one part to it. But yeah, this would make a super cool base. I originally designed this as a base, so you can see all these flower beds I've got up the front. Originally, I would have intended them to be full of crops or maybe some pens with cows in them. And then on the inside, I've decorated it a little bit, but mostly I've left it bare so you can fill it up with whatever you like. And there is certainly plenty of room. 3 levels in total. We've got a smaller level up here, and then up the top we've got much more room. And I'll be showing you how to build this on flat ground, but as you can see right here, this one I cropped straight out of the world I did the time-lapse on, and this one is not on flat ground. So basically the courtyard and the main palace are all built on the flat, but then I just let the wall do whatever the landscape did, so you don't have to flatten out a huge area. You can just go with whatever the land gives you. Okay, let's get started, and the first thing we're going to do is just mark out our floor plan. So to make it easier to understand, I've put in a temporary rectangle of diamond blocks there, and that rectangle is 81 blocks long on the long side and 61 blocks long on the shorter side. But we're not keeping that rectangle. We're going to get rid of that. What we're keeping is the stone. So the first thing we're going to do is in all 4 corners we're going to build a little square. Now I'll keep that block in the corner, but I will remove these temporary blocks so we can see a little bit easier. So just around that corner we are going to build that square right there with polished andesite and cobblestone. Okay, so I've removed the diamond blocks, and you now should just have one of these squares in all 4 corners. But now we're going to put our walls in, so we're just using polished andesite here, just 2 lines of them with a 1 block gap in between. So we'll turn our attention to the longest walls first, because you can see another square. Now that square is exactly the same as these ones, and we're just going to put it right in the center. So you should have 33 blocks of polished andesite, and when you finish placing your 33rd one right there, just build one of these squares, and then you should have another 33 blocks of andesite. Now for the back wall, very simple, no square in the middle. You're just going to connect them with your 2 lines of andesite. They will be 53 blocks long, just like so. But the front wall is a bit different because that's where we're putting our gate. So same thing as before, we're going to start building with our 2 lines of polished andesite. So we're going to place 19 blocks, and when we get to the 19th right there, this time we're going to build a little rectangle just like that, and do the same in from that side. And when you're done, you should have a 5 block gap of grass in the middle. Okay, for the next step we can come over to our little entrance here, and we're just going to place down a few blocks in the floor. So I'm just using mostly stone, but a few randomly placed polished andesite and smooth stone in the floor, So you can just fill up that gap and then put down 4 lanterns on some andesite fences. And just temporarily, I'm going to replace some blocks there with diamond blocks, just so it's a little bit easier for you to see. What we're going to do now is mark out a rectangle here for our palace, the base of our palace, and this time we are using regular old andesite, and the corners of this big rectangle are going to be right next to those diamond blocks that I've just thrown in there. So if we do the aerial view, you can see where I've put in the diamond blocks just in each of those corners of those squares. So let's zoom in a little bit. So you can just go ahead and copy that, but you'll notice the bit closest to the entrance is a little different. Okay, so at the front of the building, we're going to build in with those andesite walls for 20 blocks. So each of those lines is 20 blocks long, and then you can see where I've marked it in the ground with some coarse dirt. What we're going to do is we're going to skip that corner block, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 andesite, then turn the corner and add 3 more. So same over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to add some jack-o'-lanterns, but just make sure the face of the jack-o'-lantern is invisible. So I'm going to face the faces in toward the andesite. So we're going to place 1 there and 1 there, and you should be left with 1, 2, 3 blocks, and we're just going to place stone. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is place 2 more jack-o'-lanterns in front of the other ones, but these ones are going to be in the ground with a mossy cobblestone wall on top. And then just in between those 3 jack-o'-lanterns, just place 3 stone bricks. Now we're going to grab our smooth stone and we're going to place 1 just on each side of the jack-o'-lantern, and then out toward the front we're going to run a long line of them all the way over to our entrance over here. So just put 1 of those on each side, and then you can make a 3-block wide path of path blocks all the way down. And then we're just going to put some lanterns on andesite walls, so just leave 5 blocks of gap in between each of these until you get up to the end right here. And then over here there'll just be a 3-block gap in between our lanterns. Okay, so now we are going to start building up the base that our palace is going to sit on. So you can just see whatever we do, we're going to wrap it all the way around like that. So the first thing to do is to come over to our andesite, and we're just going to put cobblestone slabs on top of all those blocks and then do it all the way around. And then after that, we're going to have another cobblestone slab just behind it and up on the angle. So once you've done that, we're going to repeat that. So this pattern of the andesite and then the 2 cobble, we're going to do that again. So andesite and the 2 cobblestone slabs. So just go ahead, put all those in, and once you've done that, once again, up on the angle, we're going to do another andesite and then a line of stone blocks all the way around. So once you have that in, that is how you should be looking. And just in case you're only building the palace and you're not actually building the walls around it, you might be a little bit confused about the dimensions for the base. So for the rectangle of the base, the 2 shorter walls are 35 blocks long, and then the long back wall is 53 blocks long. And we're not doing anything with this space down below here. So just throw down a bunch of torches so you don't get mobs spawn, and you can do with it whatever you like later on. So next I want you to grab some stone blocks, and we're going to place 1 on top of the andesite there, and 1 right there, and then we're just going to place 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you should finish up next to that cobblestone slab. So once you put that on each side, for the first 3 stone blocks, we're going to continue to build this all the way over until it connects to the stone on the other side. Whoops, get rid of that one. And you should be looking like that. So now grab some andesite and just, we're going to count in the stone here. So 1, 2, 3. On the 4th one, place your andesite. And then we're going to build a line of that all the way along until we finish on top of the stone. right there, and then we'll just place 3 more. 1, 2, 3, bringing it over to the base. Same on this side. 1, 2, 3, just like that. Okay, so grab your stone blocks again, and we're going to do basically exactly what we did on this level down below. So we're going to start with a stone block on top of the andesite right there, and 1 on top of the andesite right there, and we're just going to build this back another 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And then for the first 3 stone blocks, we are going to build this all the way along until it connects on the other side. And then after that, you guessed it, we are going to do basically what we did with the andesite right here. So counting in the stone, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, place an andesite on the 4th, and build that all the way along until we finish on top of the stone right there. And then of course we are going to add 1 extra one there, and an extra one right there. And that is how you should be looking. Now to finish off, we're going to grab stone bricks this time, and on top of the andesite on that corner, we're going to put a stone brick. We'll put another one right there, and then just run the stone bricks all the way along to connect them. And then grab some stone brick stairs, and we're going to come all the way down the bottom to these 3 stone bricks we've got here. We're going to put 3 stairs on top of them, and just above that, 3 stairs. Now come up to our stone, and we're going to put 3 just there on top of the stone, and then 3 on top of the andesite. And for the next level, 3 on the stone, 3 on the andesite, and that is your staircase. And the final thing to do for this step is a long and boring job, but it's got to be done, guys. It's got to be done. So what we're going to do is grab stone brick stairs, and we're going to run these upside down just against this top line of stone. So when you get to the corners, of course, just wrap it around, turn the corner, and do that all the way around, guys, until you end up connecting right here next to your stone bricks. Alrighty, so now you can go ahead and put in your flower beds if you want to do it the way I've done it. If it's your base though, you might want to be putting pens of animals and planting vegetables in that space. But if you want to copy the flower beds exactly as I have them, mine are 13 blocks long on the long side and 7 blocks long on the short side. And I've actually lined them up with the lanterns, so you can see that that's where it starts, in line with these 2 lanterns, and then finishes with these 2, and the next one starts with those lanterns. You can see what I mean, and then the final one starts right there, and I've just got them how many blocks in from the edge of this stone. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks, and then the flower beds. So I've just surrounded them with the acacia trapdoors. I've planted them on podzol, and on nearly all of them I've mixed in 2 different types of flowers. So if you want to do it exactly as I've done it, you can go ahead and copy that. And then the only other detail I've done is I've just grabbed some of this, is it lime green or green? Green concrete powder. I've just mixed in some blocks into the grass there just for a bit of extra detail. Okay, so come along to the top of our little podium here, and last step we placed all of these upside down stairs just against that layer of stone. What we're going to do now is, starting on top of that layer of stone, we're going to be placing these smooth slabs and just do a big ring of them all the way around, and we're going to be coming in 3 slabs on every single side. So do that on all sides, except for right at the front here where we've got our staircase. You can just leave out those 9 slabs right there. But other than those, go ahead and build that all the way around. Okay, so once you've built those 3 slabs all the way around the building, we're going to put in a line of spruce logs all the way around. And it might be easier to show you looking from the inside right here. So just against the edge of those slabs, just run the spruce in a great big rectangle around the entire building, And then in the corner block, just have it so the spruce log is facing up. Okay, so now just on top of that spruce, we're going to be putting in these walls. And for that, we are using the red terracotta and the yellow glazed terracotta. So what I would mention is these yellow glazed ones, you see how they're facing in different directions? So every time I place one of these yellow glazed ones, I'm placing it from the inside of the building looking out. So you'll see that one is facing in the same direction as its friends, as is that one. So what we're going to do is I will just pause the video and you can copy what I've done here. So every time I place the yellow glazed terracotta, there are 3 of them in a line. So that is what the front wall looks like. You can just go ahead and copy that, and they are being separated by spruce logs facing straight up. And this one is the pattern for the back wall, so pause the video and copy that. And the 2 side walls are identical, they both look like this. So once you've done all of those guys, I've got a nice boring job for you. So everywhere we've got one of these logs facing straight up, just break the log below it and then change that so it's facing in the same direction. So just go around and do all of these. Okay, so now come around to our staircase and we're going to do a line of jack-o'-lanterns all the way up, and just make sure when you're placing these, place them in the same direction, otherwise you get the tops of them pointing off all over the place. So what we're going to do is I might do all of mine looking toward the stairs here. We've got our 2 jack-o'-lanterns there. What we're going to do is just continue that line up, knocking out all the blocks and replacing them with jack-o'-lanterns, and keep doing that all the way up until the final one we knock out is the stone bricks, just like that. Now grab your cobblestone walls. You can see we've got 1 there already. We're going to build this all the way up to the top. So 1 on top of that one on the bottom, another there, 1 on top, and just keep running it along here on top of our jack-o'-lanterns until we get right to the top. Do the same on the other side. And then when you get all the way to the top, what we're going to do is just run a line of these all the way around, guys, just on top of our upside down stairs, and keep going all the way around the entire building until we end up back here connecting with that one. Don't put them here, otherwise you won't be able to get up your stairs. Okay, so once that's done, come up the top here to where our spruce log is, and we're going to put just against that log 3 stone brick stairs, and then in front of that we're going to build out with slabs. So we're going to put 3 slabs against the bottom half of those stairs. Same again, another 3, and then 1, 2, 3. So we've placed 9 of these stone brick slabs in total, and then just replace a few of them with stone slabs just for a bit of extra detail. Now come down to the next level, and we've got 6 stone right there. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to put slabs on top of those, and then just mix in a few of the stone slabs. And then next level down, we've got another 6 there. Put down your slabs, put in a few different slabs for a bit of variety, and that is your staircase complete. Well, for the moment it's complete, with a few extra little details later on. And we're going to leave it here for today, guys. It doesn't look like we've done much, but if you've just finished building this, you will know that this is probably the most time-consuming part of the entire build, just getting the area ready and getting all the groundwork done. So thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Cheers, I'm Cortezerino. I'll see you later.